That's Hinge. Hey, KOZ guys, KOZ families. This is your KOZ Raw for this week. And I'm at about, I'm not at the top of the tree line yet, but we're headed to the top of the tree line. It's about, 55 degrees in the pines. Just everything's so beautiful. No, I'm kidding, because I'm in Texas at the park and it's going to be in the 90s today, and there is no end to the tree line. But I am at my favorite park, Bisher State Park. But hey, I had a real serious kind of thought today or this week, and KOZ is one of the few multi-generational ministry opportunities for the church and the community. Multi-generational, which means we can have a guy 80 and we can have a boy 8. And they do fine together in KOZ. Matter of fact, they're teaching each other. The 80-year-old's getting the joy bomb watching an 8-year-old, and the 8-year-old's around a senior, a seasoned veteran of life and biblical life. And it's just a beautiful thing. And it's so rare in our church, because what we do is we take the littles and put them over here. We do men's ministry over here. We do teens and all that stuff over there. And they're all separated and split up. And, occasionally we might get them all together and do something. But KOZ is multi-generational. We're gathering them all together, and we're doing this thing where everybody, all the men and boys, are getting what they desperately need. The problem is, how do we assimilate, get together, put together this multi-generational gathering? Where is that? And for years, hey, wrong way. For years, I have given the 2030s, maybe 40s, 2030s, a pass, saying, oh yeah, well, they're married with kids and littles. And but I had a guy come up to me at church yesterday, Rome, super amazing guy, who's just coming into himself doing men's ministry. And he said, TJ, we did a work day at church, and I looked around, and it was all old guys. There were none of our young guys were there. And how do we get our young guys there? What are we doing? And I just thought, that's classic. And we've given the young guys a pass. Robert Lewis, from one of our dearest friends and one of the leaders in men's ministry forever, he had this brilliant thing with men's fraternity where he would say, have the older guys, the seasoned guys in the church, go find a couple of younger guys and invite them to sit at his table. And that's how they would mix and do a multicultural gathering. And I just thought, okay, that's it. So I told Rome yesterday, I said, I guess we got to have the old guys find some young guys and go after them. Invite them in. Now, I've given the young guys all the passes because, they're little league with my kid and all. But, we're getting to a place where you're going to have to step in, young guys. I know the whole idea is to be a dad, be there for your kids. I'm not saying anything against that. Of course. If we had every man step in and take care of his kids, then we wouldn't have KOZ, right? Or it'd be far less, because it'd just be widows and boys. But it's not. And how do we get the young guys involved? And I think it's going to take you guys, you seasoned men of this walk with Jesus, and you're going to have to invite them. Invite them into KOZ. Invite them into your base camp men's Bible study. Begin to build them up, walk with them, and get them to come help you in this rescue mission for the boys. You know, the last couple of weeks have been so powerful with the loss of Charlie Kirk, and just another reminder that we live in a world at war, right? Hinge, come here. Heel.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Excellent. Hinge. Heel. Okay. So, we live in a world at war. The Satan is not giving up. You know, he's not sorta, kinda. He's not putzing around. Obviously, he's here to kill and destroy, and we're walking in that. So, I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's the. You know, I don't think it's a political party that rescues the world. I don't think it's a political party. I don't think it's a social club that rescues the world. I think it's the men of the church. I think we're supposed to do this thing. I think we're supposed to train up the next generation of boys to be strong men with morals and values and understanding scripture and how to treat your wife and just the whole thing. I think it's us. And if not us, who? If you've ever heard me speak, you know I rant on that. If you raised your hand and said, I believe in Jesus, I'm a follower of Jesus, then what are you doing? It's not about, and you heard me say this 1,000 times, it's not about stacking chairs and being a deacon, although those things are friggin' important. Work days at the church are important. But I'll tell you what builds the work day and the deacons and the guys who stack the chair. You know what builds them up? You know what gets them to come forward with joy in their hearts? Is when they are part of a multi-generational church. When the men gather together and do ministry. That the men have blood on their hands from fighting. I heard the saying the other day, and I put it into context for me. And it was, and so where I ended up with it was, boys with dirty hands are healthier. Or something like that. It's going to be on a t-shirt one day. But man, we got to gather. You got to have calluses or if you have calluses on your hand as a Christian man, then you're obviously got your hand to the plow. But you can't plow forever. And if you're not passing along what you know, what you've experienced, if you're not passing it along, you're not doing what he told us to do. So, okay, I didn't want to get all hard up and that stuff, but I just see that we need to be the ones doing this. And a multi-generational opportunity. They are few and far between. They are few and far between. But if you're doing KOZ, you're in the perfect place for it. So, hey, if you watch this video, would you please click on like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't? You got to click on the likes. You got to remember to do that before you exit and go to the next thing. We also have the HTL roundups coming up. And man, if you haven't been there, Rick and I are going to be at different ones, and we just want to invite you in. Just so want to hang out with you guys. If you're just looking for information on KOZ, go to the website. We got a killer website. Our team works so good to make sure you have everything you need there. And anyway, a lot of cool stuff coming this fall. I can't tell you about some of it yet, but it's coming. We love you guys. Man, Go out there and change the world. Rescue some boys. Regulators, mount up.